all you cool cats and kittens, it's Carole at Big Cat Rescue, and today I'm trying out two new things. This is the iPhone 11 Pro, the great big huge honkin' phablet, so that I can actually see what's going on the screen, and the DJI Osmo 3 mobile stabilizer. And it's telling me I have a low network connection because I forgot to turn off the wireless. So let me see if I can actually do that. Are you still there? I see Sharon's there. Okay, maybe that's better. I know the volunteers were working on Moses and Bailey, the bobcats, have two enclosures. One of them is full of that really high grass that the cats just love. Oh, that's a bad place to be, Mr. Turtle. Jasmine Tiger might notice you. Two turtles. I bet those are the turtles that were tickling her feet and scaring her half to death in Suzanne Mesna's video. That was really funny. I shouldn't laugh, but apparently they touched her toes and she just about lost her mind in the pond. At any rate, I'm hoping that the video is much more stable and it feels good in my hand. It's not vibrating or jerking, so that's good. I also invested in the camera. I'm on the trade-in program, so I can trade in my old one for the new one, and they give me a rebate on my old one every time I do that. And I always try to update the most recent ones because I want you guys to have the best possible visual experience. Anyway, Moses and Bailey had a whole bunch of grass on one side and no grass on the other side of their enclosure. And they spend all of their time in the high grass where we can't even find them. So we had a bunch of volunteers go in there and clean out a lot of that grass and also move some of the grass to the other side. So now they can have grass on both sides without it being just so overgrown. Well, I'm glad to hear it looks great. I'm looking to see also, I want to go check on Moses and Bailey and see if they're having fun, but I'm also looking for evening nuts and snacks. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that the wind is a problem. I was really hoping that the new phone would have better windscreen protection. In the past, I would put a big microphone cover that I slit down one side so that I could use a rubber band to hang it off of the stabilizer. But because of the way this stabilizer moves, that's not going to be a possibility. So maybe I just shouldn't be doing it on my bike at all. Thank you, Melissa, for answering questions, and everybody else who may be answering questions. I'm having to keep my eyes on the road because riding slow to try and stop the wind noise means each rock is a little bit more perilous. Well, how many of you watched that Siegfried and Roy presentation last night on ABC's 2020? I was so mad, I was practically screaming at the TV. they missed so many opportunities to actually do something important, and instead just made it all about glamorizing those two people who I feel like are part of the biggest reasons that there have been so many cats inbred to create white tigers and white lions. And I didn't even know that they did cub petting at their shows in Las Vegas, but when I saw it, it was like, well, no wonder people like Bhagavan Antal and Joe Schreibvogel figured, people pay a lot of money, they go to the show, only the people that got the front row seats get to pet the cubs, so it just created a huge market for people like them to step in and start exploiting cubs for that purpose. Hello there, beautiful bobcat. Rah! Who says rah? You're looking a little pudgy there, Miss Bailey. You are. You are indeed. One of the things I was really hoping for with this DJI stabilizer is that it has all kinds of buttons on the stabilizer where you can zoom in and out. I'm zooming, it's not working. You can do like sports mode and just all kinds of cool things, but you can't do it when you're live on Facebook. You gonna show everybody how you use the ramp? Yeah? Or maybe Moses is gonna show us how he uses the ramp. Moses! Hi! What do you think of all this? Did they do a wonderful job? Yeah. The gardeners came, they gave us new grass, all those little grass clumpies. You're gonna love it. The reason the carrier's in there is because we needed to get both cats over to this side so that they could do all the work they needed to do on the other side, and Moses was not having it. Bailey shooed over, but not Moses. All he wanted to do was sit there and argue about it, so they ended up having to put him in a carrier. See if sports mode actually worked on this. I could stay focused on you. One of the things it says it can do. Oh, I bet that's not going to work either. You draw a square around whatever you want it to follow, but it's not working. It's going to make me chase you all over, huh? Well, you didn't miss anything by not tuning into that ABC piece. It was so frustrating. And I saw a number of people. Bailey, where did you go? I saw that a number of people had the same reaction I had to it. I got an email from Edith this morning and saw a number of you had posted online about how frustrated you were that they spent, it was a 2-hour piece, and they spent all but 15 minutes of it glamorizing those two and talking about their rags to riches story and what a wonderful bond they had and all of that crap, that utter crap. And then they gave about a minute in the first hour to teasing the fact that maybe breeding white tigers was controversial. And then they gave Emily from Turpentine Creek Wildlife Refuge 4 minutes to rebut everything that they had said about white tigers, and she did an amazing job. Shout out to Emily. She really did an excellent job. They also had some other woman I'd never heard of before who was their other white tiger expert, and she did a good job too, talking about how they're all inbred. So 5 minutes out of the total 2 hours that they actually devoted to anything important that could change things, that could protect animals, that could save them in the wild, all of those kinds of things. It was just a totally lost opportunity by ABC. I was really angry. I wrote up 12 reasons why I hated that show. But Howie says I was a little too mean, so he wants to soften the edges before I can post it anywhere. Hopefully he'll hurry up and edit it while it's still relevant. Woo! Did you get a bad one? Is that yuck? You are probably the one who peed on it. They approached me about doing the Joe story, the murder for hire story, and I told them that whether or not I was willing to spend any time talking to them was going to hinge on what they ended up doing with the Siegfried and Roy show. And if they were, really giving at least half of the time to talking about the issues and the important things, then I'd be willing to put in the hours and hours necessary to talk to their reporters. But clearly they are absolutely clueless, and I have no intention of talking to them. In fact, Emily had indicated that they had even told her that they were going to make it a whole lot more about the issues, and so that's probably how they got her to talk about all of that. And I'm willing to bet that the majority of the things that she said probably ended up on the cutting room floor, because that didn't fit with all of the images of those two riding tigers and riding elephants and walking cats on leashes and walking them around their house like they were pets. It was like, oh, for crying out loud, if those cats were really pets, their place would look like Joe Schreivogel's place. It would be an utter dump. Tigers do not live inside. There's just so many things that they didn't talk about. They didn't talk about why they continued breeding these cats when they said they bred cats until 2015. The show ended in 2003. What were they doing with all the cats? Where were those cats going? See, I don't want to talk about tigers. I want to talk about how cute bobcats are. Talk about my cute tail. It's such a cute tail. Oh, it's the cutest tail. All right, let me see. Get off my rant here. See if I can find somebody doing meds. It seems late enough that they should be out. Robin, you're right. It's all about money. Do you see, bobcats are adorable. They're so adorable. Yeah, Susan's not kidding. All of these cats spray bucket loads of urine. So there's no way that people living in a mansion are going to have lions and tigers roaming through their house. It's like there wasn't even any fur on the furniture. For goodness sakes, if you guys have a house cat in there, you're going to have fur on the furniture. They didn't talk about the training that has to go into that. All they said is, oh, the cats loved and trusted him so much. That's just utter nonsense. The only way you can make a cat perform reliably is to be so much scarier than all of that other scary pyrotechnics. Is that the word? And the crowds and the noise and the music and the big dragon, and you've got to be scarier to that cat than all of that stuff put together if you're going to force them into performing. They didn't say anything about the slip collars, those choke collars, or how he nearly snapped that snow leopard's neck in half when the cat didn't move exactly like he expected it to. I would have been like, slow the camera down. Let's just see that one more time so people could see how those animals were being treated. But no. All they wanted to talk about was how all the celebrities just love them so much. That alone should tell you something. Okay, like they're taking care of our tiger in the hospital right now. So maybe that's why they're not out doing meds. Cover your ears. It's going to be windy here for a minute. some of the golden cats ended up being used in circus acts and having to be on the road most of the year, traveling wagons. They did mention that AZA came down on member zoos in 2011, telling them that they can't breed white tigers anymore. But what they didn't mention is that as far back as 1983, experts inside of AZA were saying we shouldn't be breeding white tigers any more than we should be breeding two-headed goats, because it's just not serving any kind of conservation purpose, and it's actually causing birth defects. And then in 2009, the AZA came out and said, okay, the gig is up. People know about all the inbreeding and all of the birth defects, so stop breeding white tigers. And the AZA still refused to do it because Siegfried Roy were making this huge name out there, or had made this huge name for the Royal White Bengal Tiger. And people wanted to see that. And so they refused to stop breeding until finally in 2011, AZA said, if you're going to breed white tigers, you can't be part of the SSP for tigers. And that is what finally put an end to almost all of the zoos breeding white tigers. All of the AZA zoos anyway. Or almost all of them. Some of them are still outliers. They really shouldn't be able to be accredited if they're doing something like that. I am not seeing anybody out here. Where did everybody go? Nobody down there. Or down there. I think they said there were 52 tigers on 7 acres. Does anybody but me think that that's just absolutely horrible? And even though they said that, they walk around, they show you like maybe 5 cats. Well, where are all the rest of the cats? For years, people have told us they keep their cats in a warehouse in the desert, so why didn't anybody get to see that? Why didn't anybody get to see the pedigrees? Because he was saying they selectively breed their cats. Well, yeah, they selectively inbreed. That's how you get the white tiger. And none of those cats have good pedigrees, so it seems like you could have done half of the show on all of the things they wouldn't allow you to see, like not allowing you to see the tape of the actual mauling, not allowing you to see where the cats live, not allowing you to see where the cats go, not allowing you to see how the cats are trained. To me, that was a lot bigger story than what they did. Okay, I'm on the last leg back here, and I still don't see the golf cart, so maybe I missed evening meds and snacks. We're going to end with beautiful, hi, Amanda, from a respectful distance. See if she'll allow us to zoom in on her. She's so beautiful. You're so beautiful, Amanda. Cynthia, I believe you are correct. Everybody knows you by name, Amanda. They're sending you hearts and loves. Denise, I agree. And I think the only way that's going to happen is if they hear from enough people who say, this was just utter nonsense and you guys totally sold out your souls for this one. She does have pretty eyes. Jessica, you're right. Her ears are not back all the way. It's because I keep shutting my eyes and looking away from her, which means you guys may not be getting a very good picture because I can't keep an eye on the camera and show her that I'm not looking at her. looks like there's Devin, so I did miss evening snacks. I heard about Karma singing to her, but I didn't actually see it or hear it. I'll have to find that. Yes, Donna, unfortunately she did lose both of her brothers. I'm thinking she's 23 now. 22 or 23. 23. Melissa, thank you. Everybody look at the comments and find Melissa's comment. It has a link to All-Star Slots. It's a voting contest where we could win $5,000, and it's really fast. You can only vote one time, and they don't like save your information to market to you or anything. So it's a real easy way to help Big Cat Rescue win $5,000, and I think we dropped behind. We were leading for a while, but we are not in the lead right now. Noir, I saw your cute picture of your cat with his cheetah belly. What a belly that cat has. And thank you for reminding me. It is her rescueversary. I'm thinking she came here in 2011, so 8 years. Aw, you mooed? You sang with Karma? How sweet is that? Do you love the Karma? Yeah, nobody wants to hear me sing Noir. Well, everybody who did vote, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. Down by 400 votes. Oh my gosh. And Amanda said, enough of this. So, with that, it's the end. Good night, everyone.